Hi, Drama 30 students. My name is Rosalba Vargas, and today I am fulfilling my last oral assignment. And I'm going to be talking to you guys about how this class has changed my perspective on, just my outlook on, gang life, for instance. I think that was one of the things that stood out to me the most. I've lived in Bay Point for 34 years, and I remember when I was a little kid, there was a lot of gangs here, and they were just like tough, and they were always killing, and they were always like fighting, or it was just always something with them. And as I grew up, I just knew that was just not something that I wanted to be a part of. But I was just always surrounded with, that type of lifestyle around me. And I didn't understand why these people were doing this or joining gangs and stuff like that. But after taking this class, I kind of saw, like, maybe kind of piecing together how gangs started. And I remember it all clicking with Zoot Suit and American Me, just because Zoot Suit was, in the 1950s, and they were just trying to become equals and have their own flair and style. And they were just, they were treated horribly. And I remember watching American Me and how that started with Santana's father being a part of the Zoot Suit, and just thinking like, all they wanted to do was just have fun, and they were here in this country, and they just wanted their independence and stuff like that. And I kind of just felt like, at the beginning of American Me, or maybe more towards the end, I should say, everybody there at the end, they all had the same tattoo. And, it was kind of like a sign of, they were all fighting for a type of change, or they wanted to be a part of a change. And unfortunately, they were either getting lost by, just doing crazy things, or just not wanting to be a part of the movement, or, just some people were able to get out of that lifestyle and move on. And I remember that in American Me and, all of those articles that we read, it kind of made me feel like, back then with the whole such a Chavez organization, and how he was trying to kind of get fair wages for farm workers, and just kind of have like equality for everybody who was an immigrant. And he succeeded in his movement, but he did it peacefully. And he was just trying to create like an opportunity for people who were coming to this country and looking for a better life than what they had in their own country. And so I kind of feel like, in that, back then people were fighting for, equality and stuff like that. And throughout the years, it kind of has just like, it's kind of lost its meaning, and people have just been fighting for colors and fighting for territories, and kind of just turning on one another. And I don't know if that's something that society has done on purpose, for people to kind of just like, brown on brown crime, or black on black crime, or, just minorities just, going at each other. And I just feel like, these people or these kids, or, just who live in low income, communities, they they see how easy it is for, today's gang members to, sell drugs or, get the power and respect that, they want through fear and stuff like that. And I feel like that's what makes, it appealing for the newer generations to want to join. And they're forgetting, that in reality they were supposed to be fighting for a movement that, that was going to create equality for everybody who came to America and was just trying to better their lives. And one of the things that I felt like these low-income communities lacked were resources for, just for minorities in general. I feel like, in more affluent neighborhoods, they have opportunities that, a lot of low-income people do not have. And I know that, when I was able, to go to school and stuff like that, like school just wasn't, appealing. It was like the basic curriculum for us. But I knew that, if I could go somewhere else, like to another school district or, where affluent neighborhoods were, I knew I was going to get a better education, or that, the kids were just smarter in those neighborhoods. And I feel like because we're not equal with, the opportunities that we get from here to there, it's easy for these kids and, the newer generations to want to join gangs and stuff like that. And, fight for respect and fight for territory and fight for, whatever it is that they think they're, is right. And with watching those movies, American Me, it just all made sense, because these were all like minority people just trying to get ahead, and society just wasn't, I guess, where they were coming from. They just didn't have that opportunity, I guess. And, as I go into my field of sociology, it just helps me understand the way these communities work, and really solidifies what I want to do in the future with my degrees, and how I want to, provide opportunities for people who feel that they can't. A lot of these kids feel like they can't go to school because they're not smart enough, and that's why they kind of lose themselves, like in the system, or just doing things that they're not supposed to be doing, or just even dying. And hopefully someday, I can instill, like, some type of hope into minorities, and especially Chicano students, just because it is very important for all of us to grow in a community in order for everything to work out. And I'm sorry if this video was too long, and a lot of, I don't know, just I'm really nervous and I've never done this before. So thank you for watching. Bye-bye.